You're welcome to Math Hub S. Today we are going to continue our lessons on indices. The question we are going to solve today is about an initial equation that leads to a quadratic equation. We have some initial equations, you can solve them directly, and we have some initial equations that you have to change it to a quadratic equation before you can solve it. And this is such an equation. So first of all, we are going to transform this equation into a quadratic equation. After that, then we can solve for our x. So let's dive into how to solve it. So we have solution. Two exponent x plus 2 exponent negative x equal to 2 is the same as 2 exponent x plus 2 exponent negative x. By the laws of indices means 1 over 2 exponent x then equal to 2. So from here we see that we have 2 exponent x here, then we also have 2 exponent x here. We can say that let y to be equal to 2 exponent x. Let y to be equal to 2 exponent x. I'm using y here, but you can use any variable. So if I replace 2 exponent x with y, that means that I'm going to get this place. I'm going to put y there, so that will be y plus 1 over y here. Then that is equal to 2. So from here we see that 1 over y is a fraction. So I'm going to do away with the fraction, and by doing so we say multiply through by y through by y. Then that means that I'm now going to get y is multiplying by y, then plus y is multiplying by 1 on y, then 2 is multiplying by y. So I have that. Now from there I'm going to expand. So I get y times y is y squared. Then this y is basically, since it's multiplication, it's going to divide this, and that will be 1. So I will have plus 1. Then that is equal to 2y. So we can proceed by rewriting the equation, which is y squared minus 2y plus 1 equal to 0. And at this point we've actually transformed the equation, which is the initial equation, which is this one here. We have transformed this equation into a quadratic equation. So now we have a quadratic equation to deal with. So to solve this quadratic equation, we multiply the coefficient of y squared by the constant, and in this case the coefficient of y squared is 1, so we multiply that by 1 and we are still getting 1. Then factors of 1, either positive or negative, that when we add we get this one here, and that one we are going to get negative 1, right? So here we are saying y squared minus y plus 1 equal to 0. Then from here you're gonna factor out y, so we have y minus 1, then we have minus y in bracket y minus 1 as well. That is equal to 0 too. So from here we can factor y out, then y minus 1, then here we have minus then we have y minus 1 as well equal to 0. So we have y minus 1 equal to 0. So since this and this are the same, we just equate y minus 1 to 0, and that implies that y is equal to 1. Note that the initial question that we are solving for x and not y, so don't forget to use y to solve for x. So we can proceed from here by saying but y is equal to 2 exponent x. We now know that y is 1. That means 1 is equal to 2 exponent x. And 1 here, we can rewrite this 1 as 2 exponent 0. 2 exponent 0 is the same as 1. And that is equal to 2 exponent x. Now by comparison, 2 is the same as 2. That means that x is the same as 0, or x is equal to 0. So that is how we solve initial equations leading to quadratic equation. So when you are given the equation, try to transform it from indicial to a quadratic form. After solving the quadratic equation, then you use the values of the variable that you've obtained to help you find the values of x or any variable that is in the initial equation. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up so that I'll come out with more examples on this. See you again. Goodbye.